How many discounts does USAA Auto Insurance offer? Too many to say here. Multi-vehicle discount, safe driver discount, new vehicle discount, storage discount, legacy.
How many discounts will you stack up? Visit USAA.com/auto discounts. Restrictions apply.
You were scrolling down memory lane when you accidentally tapped your ex's post from years ago. Better delete the whole app. When scrolling's a bust, tacos are a must. Paso the old El Paso.
Pick up an old El Paso standard stuffed taco kit today.
When modern life gets rough, grab the timeless taste you love. Paso the old El Paso.
Introducing the new Volvo XC90 with 7-seat versatility, Google built-in, and advanced safety features for all your precious cargo. The new Volvo XC90, designed for life. Visit volvocars.com/US to learn more.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Say his name and he appears. I believe it said.
Welcome. We're back again. Bon vendredi. Happy Friday. That is happy Friday in French, because of course we're going to Paris this weekend. If you hear the sound of my sultry voice, that means the mayor is rocking with you yet again. Wednesday night show was such a great success, and they said, you know what, we got to do it again. We got to have another Wednesday host experience, whatever you want to call it, with the mayor. But before we go any further, gotta let you guys know, as you guys are filling up the chat, make sure you guys donate to our cause here at Women's Wrestling Talk. $2 or more, we'll shout you out during the show to make sure you guys know that you're the best part of Women's Wrestling Talk. We keep this thing going. We keep the lights on with your supporting these lovely creators here. And first and foremost, I got to shout out my right-hand man, Mr. Dylan Matthews, our producer from the future, who gave us some love on Wednesday with $15, $14.99 Australian dollars, not Canadian, because we don't support Canada here, but $15 USD to really put Women's Wrestling Talk on the map. And before I go any further, I got to let you guys know, Dylan did hook me up with this graphic for the night. It is a Friday night said down. You got that right. Said down. We're going to get into a lot of discussion with Clash in Paris, SmackDown, and much more. And thank the Lord I'm not by myself. I'm joined by an all-star cast tonight, and I'm going to introduce them to you. First, we have the sweetest Oos, the queen of Friday nights. That is until the king, myself, came here as well. Honey is with us tonight. Honey, how are you doing?
I'm all right. Given the circumstances of that great intro, plus my mixed feelings of what transpired in the last 20 minutes ago before SmackDown finished, I'm great. I think I'll be okay. I can't say the same for Sami Zayn though.
So you're ready for football season, as am I.
Yes, sir.
There we go.
Yes, sir.
And our next all-star host, some would call her the quarterback of this ship. I just call her Mr. Williams. TK Trinidad is with us.
Oh my God.
What is wrong with you?
I think I said Mr., by the way. Freudian slip. Mrs. Williams.
I was going to say Miss. I'm like, who? What?
You guys understood what I meant. You caught my drift.
Of all the grandest intros, boss lady.
Yo, TK been giving me some hell of a intros for the past all summer, okay?
All summer? What are you talking about?
The Uno reverse is on the table right now.
What? I've been giving you proper intros.
No, you have not, ma'am.
Oh, my goodness.
No, you have not. And it's rubbing off on Courtney.
Dylan, find the...
It's rubbing off on Courtney?
It is rubbing off on Courtney.
We can't add Courtney to the chat if she's not here. We're not gonna do that.
Exactly.
Courtney, and before I go any further, and I got another introduction to make. The mayor runs a very tight ship. We don't do hate speech in the chat. I had to remove one of our former Wednesday night hosts on Wednesday, and my message for tonight is: don't think it can't be you. The mayor ain't never been about playing no shit. So keep it clean, keep it classy, and we can have a fun Friday night, y'all. But we got to restore some order on the show, and that means I have to introduce another elected official. Ladies and gentlemen, have no fear. Your councilman is here.
Yes.
Been sitting in the wrong room for like 20 minutes, but yes, I am.
Oh my god!
I don't know what 829 extended is. I don't know what that was, but
that's WWT After Dark.
That. TK can explain that. I just learned about that before.
Yeah, well, I'll tell the folks. So after this show, we are going to be doing a WWT After Dark, a very short edition. So that means if you're a member of WWT Live, then you can see it. If you're not a member, then you better want to kind of become a member by the time the show is ended.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get into all of what Ced has been doing in the streets and everything.
We're not going to get into
details
that.
Going into
before we get any further, everybody got on glasses, and I just want to be like y'all. So we're going to do that. But what do you guys want to talk about tonight? There's so much we can start with, and I think we should start with SmackDown. I know Honey has some thoughts on that, and of course, we just probably left the watch along with her. So let's just jump right into it. We now have a new United States champion. We have some reconciliation from a meme that went viral earlier this year, and we have a tag team match added to Clash in Paris for the titles. What was the favorite part of SmackDown for you guys, and how was this go-home show for you? Honey, I'll start with you.
Everything but the ending. Everything but the ending was great for me, personally. Love the John Cena moment with the kid. I think that was a great, cute, for full circle fan interacting moment. Cena always being the classy guy that he is. Still trying to make us forget what happened, but some of us don't. Some of us actually enjoyed that time and wish it wasn't so short-lived. But I digress. Wyatt 6, I'm always happy to see them added to the card. Now that they have number one contenders, I do think it was quite interesting to see Bo in backstage. I think that's something that should not be overlooked. I think we need more of that as well. And whatever to the other guy. Hashtag we still want Cross.
I'm not mad at that. Councilman, your thoughts about our new U.S. champion and everything that transpired on SmackDown tonight?
Glad that the tag team belts are going to be at Clash in Paris. Clearly, they're listening to us over here at WWT and the Kayfabe podcast. Why wouldn't you? We're smart. We're intelligent. Look who's at the helm. You know what I'm saying? Big Beulah is always leading us in the right direction. Shout out to her.
Always.
But the John Cena moment was great. I love it's Randy Orton and Drew. I just was like, you can do this anytime, but I'm good. It ain't got to be about nothing. Just watching them is good. Love the interaction with Chelsea, Charlotte, and the tag team championships. That was a good one. But let's go ahead and talk about it. Tell me you're never going to be a world champion without telling me you're never going to be a world champion. And that is the image that we saw tonight. That let us know they have no faith in this man carrying a brand. And that just sealed it for me right there. You took him off a show, moved him to another show, and placed him in the mid-card.
Mind you, he was getting chased around by somebody who was a previous member on the roster throughout most of the year until he couldn't take it no more and then moves to another show.
What was all this for? What was it to take it off of Solo as if Solo was not making that U.S. title relevant with what he was doing? Like, none of this made sense whatsoever. But it also shows y'all have no faith in this man becoming WWE champion. That man is probably, if he ever wins it, it's going to be like a coffee mania moment. How do we do a whole year of, okay, this guy might be a world heavyweight champion? You're having him face everybody who's a world heavyweight champion, displaying this. And it's like, okay, we're going to give you Karrion Kross, what seems to be like a good rivalry. Then you let him win. To now run from this place where he's been building up, to put him on SmackDown and go, hey, you know what? We're going to put the U.S. belt on you. Never going to be a world champion. And we saw that today. Get ready for the next 10 more years of mediocrity from Sami Zayn. because he's here to stay.
Damn.
That was a bad move for them to make. That did not make Sammy look good whatsoever.
Normally people think it's a stepping stone to a bigger title, but Sammy's been in the mid card before. I don't know. I don't think Solo was doing anything wrong with the U.S. title. To me, I'm confused. I felt like the bigger story was Jacob getting that title back. So where does Jacob go?
Or can I throw this out there? This would have been the perfect steps to get Jimmy as a solo star.
No, but instead we want to just throw everything to War Games or start preparing for War Games right now before a couple months before we even get there. But I guess.
Well, I'm not mad at that because the councilman and I are trying to be there when that does take place. TK, you've been warned. But what are your thoughts about SmackDown and your new U.S. champion?
How do you feel that Canada's dropped 3 points after this has happened?
That Canada has dropped 3 points? Is that what you said?
Yeah, in the world stock market, I lost 3 points with this happening. Y'all had got some points with Chelsea Green hitting the unprettier on Charlotte. Like we was like, you know what, this is Canada shaping up. Then
all right, well, might have lost a point with that unprettier.
That wasn't Chelsea's fault. That was Charlotte's fault.
I'm not blaming Chelsea. I'm not blaming Chelsea.
But it goes well with her limping out. I was like, okay, you know what? Story-wise, her being hurt, I can see why it didn't go as pretty. I was like, I'll chalk it up to that.
City consolation, TK. Canada got free healthcare and Fruitopia, so it'll always be good with me.
Oh wait, y'all don't have Fruitopia here?
No, they took it away.
It's been years since we've had that.
Oh, okay. Dylan saying Big Jim's about to get a new title in about 9 months. I mean, when I think of Unreal, I feel like there's a game plan somewhere. Like, obviously, I don't think they just do make these decisions, especially if they're putting a title on somebody willy-nilly. I just don't know what the game plan is. I don't know if it feels like, and full disclosure, I didn't get to watch SmackDown because Beulah had to get her stitches out, so I was at the vet. But it feels like it's not going to be a long championship for Sammy.
It's a consolation prize is what it is. That's all it is.
Who's going to be the guy then?
They dropped that ball already. I don't know.
That ball dropped. Like, I'm sorry. Like
that guy is gone. Apparently,
you could have put Sammy anywhere else. Like you finally got us to think like, okay, hey, if Sammy comes here and you put him within this next batch of who's going for the WWE championships, I'm not finna bat an eye if Sammy is there. By doing this and putting him right back into the bloodline stuff, it's like, yo, do y'all really feel like this man can't do nothing else or shine when he's not with them?
It's like,
Boza brings up an interesting point. What if he gets a decent reign? Is it more so that it's the United States Championship and we don't really care about that belt because of recent memory?
No, he could have a great reign. That's just gonna still make him look bad because it's gonna be like, you should stay there.
Really?
This was his time right now. The only other way he get back in that picture is him and Kevin Owens get at it. And that means Kevin's got to get the belt.
Yeah, but him and Kevin, like,
I'll never not get tired of that fight. Those are the two people I'm like, yo, y'all can be friends for about 5 years and then switch up and be in.
I'm honestly tired of that fight.
I'm glad it's men versus women. That's probably the only thing I'm really happy about.
I'm actually tired of that fight. I'm tired. I'm exhausted.
But you ain't seen it with the belt though. With the WWE championship in the middle of it, you know that championship bring a little bit out of you.
I know, but do we want to? Do we want to see that? Is that going to be something like, you know? It's shit we've seen before. Excuse the French, but it's stuff we've seen.
We've seen all this shit before.
But I guess what I mean is I just don't like. I just feel like the only driving wedge for Sammy throughout his storylines to get him back up into any picture or in any kind of capacity is through Kevin Owens, and I feel like that sucks.
Just like doing it with the bloodline sucks. They just did that with SmackDown.
Clearly, Sammy can't do anything on his own. That's basically the whole.
Damn, that's a big statement right there.
It's a as lately. I know. Sammy.
No, don't say that. No, it's been like that because remember when he became a conspiracy theorist?
Yes.
Everybody's shit dropped down. Then what happened? They lumped him with Shinsuke and Cesaro.
Yes.
Somebody needed to be his crutch to keep him relevant.
I know we didn't forget about that. The conspiracy. You go from conspiracy theorist to being a part of the hottest group and one of the craziest, coolest storylines in years. And with the bloodline, and you became the honorary Uso, and then you built you also won the tag team championship at a main event, and it's like all of that happened for what? What did we build you up for? Well, why were you being called the underdog? I'm tired of this story. Like now, I said it on my watch along. I said from now on, officially, I'm re-invoking Mick Foley Jr. Thank you very much. He's not going to be called Sami Zayn from now on for a while for me.
Oh.
Okay. I want to go a lateral direction here, and honey, I'm gonna go right back to you because there's an interesting moment on SmackDown tonight where we saw Bo Dallas outside of his Uncle Howdy gear, and he said something very interesting to the Street Profits. We now know that the titles will be on the line on Sunday on actual PLE. He said, I'm paraphrasing here. He said something along the lines that when the chips are down and when things are really rock bottom, is that your brother? Is that your blood? Because my family, we're really family. And it makes me really think that we're finally going to get something to happen with the Street Profits. And I want to ask, and starting with honey, but I want to know everybody's thoughts. If the Street Profits lose this Sunday, do we finally get the split? Because that's what it felt like. It felt very definitive having somebody speak that premonition to them.
Well, it's not the first time it's been spoken by the same person. Well, in recent weeks on SmackDown, there was it was the night they won. It was the night Wyatt Six won the titles. Before that, there was a vignette that they did where he had discussed and said something about the Street Profits with the tag team titles, saying, you think that just because you hold gold, that will keep you together. So they've been hinting at this for some time. I feel like it's going to really... Maybe we won't see the split, but it's definitely going to kickstart something that's going to start leading to that. I feel like we've known the Profits long enough to be able to get personal with them, to be able to really see how they unravel and how they struggle to try to get back. But we've all been advocates here for Mr. Montez Ford getting that run. So I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing the split. I think we do.
Councilman, if it were to occur on Sunday, how would you do the split?
Ooh, that's challenging if it happens then, because especially with what Montez Ford has been doing on socials with this whole kind of split personality thing. And one of the last videos he's left, he was like, either you get back to you or I'm gonna handle it. And it's showing him like holding the party cup, but is that the route that he really want to take? Mm-hmm. So I feel like if it's anybody that's gonna do it, it will be Montez. And I know it may sound cliche, but I am really envisioning another Marty Jannetty super kick through the glass window coming.
Okay. I mean, that's kind of what I envision as well. And I think it can work for either character. TK, I'm going to pose another question to you. If the split were to happen, where does B-Fab go, if at all, and who does she side with?
Well, I really hope the split doesn't happen. I feel like they can figure out a different way. I mean, not necessarily they can't be solo or can't go solo. I just prefer a different way than a split. For B-Fab, I feel like she's kind of been in an interesting predicament. They let her go, then they brought her back. I mean, she was part of a faction before. Then she was doing stuff with Mi Chin. I don't know if they're trying to find. I'm more curious as far as what's happening behind the scenes. Are they trying to find something for her to do? Is there something health-wise that she needs some time, or is there something training wise? I feel like she hasn't necessarily found her character that we're like calling for her to be in the ring, if that makes sense. So that's a dangerous position to be in, because again, everything's a return on investment. So like, we're paying, you money to entertain, but are you entertaining enough to bring us money? And it's not a good position to be in. So I don't know necessarily what's going to happen to her, but if they are trying different things and it's not sticking, then
Sammy.
Well, so here's the thing. I think with Sammy, fortunately for him, he has a tenure there, and I feel like they're obviously based off of certain things that have happened in the last couple of years. There's people that are, behind him, like he has producers or all this other stuff. However, I don't necessarily know if that's the case for BFAB. Obviously, they brought her back, but if you were to compare the two as far as legacy and longevity, I mean, I think Sammy's always going to be the pick versus BFAB.
Well, isn't it a good feather in the cap that she's the last woman standing from the returning group that was Hit Row? Like,
if you were to ask, so it kind of goes back to what we were talking about on Monday, right? WWE is catering to more people who are not necessarily wrestling fans, more of the casual fans. So now, if you were to ask the casual fan about Hit Row, do you think they would remember?
It depends on when you came into wrestling. I mean, that part of NXT was still very much hot, especially if you watch the Across the Street brand and you're a Swerve fan, you might still remember those moments.
Right. You're talking about casual fans.
Yeah, casuals aren't going to remember that, I don't think.
Because I think most casual fans don't really watch, they don't really watch NXT. They might watch
but the casual fans knows trends and trending moments, I would say. So the whole flop dollar thing, that spread to more than just wrestling fans. So you would know moments.
Yeah, but they wouldn't even really Hit Row after that when that happened, though. They weren't Hit Row anymore.
Yeah. Like, I'm willing to bet if this is one of those shows where you can phone a friend, I'm willing to, because I have several friends who are in the radio industry who kind of watch wrestling when they were younger. They didn't really follow it. Now all of a sudden they're at all the TV shows, they're at all the tapings. I bet you if I were to call them, and there's a few of them, if I were to call them and ask them, I don't think they would know that.
Yeah, it's hard for me to get people to know who Swerve is without AEW at this point now. And if I tell them yo, he used to be in the WWE, do you remember his name then? And it was nah. Did you know he was in the group? Nah. But for it goes back to the whole thing I've been saying about the women's US title. You're not doing nothing with that. Your champion is in the back and she's barely defending it. And this is a time where it's yo, even if y'all are still figuring out what to do with other stuff, you can at least be giving us exhibition match, kind of like how we saw with Dragon Lee and JD McDonough. Give us that with B-Fab and somebody else. Mm-hmm. Give that with B-Fab and Candice LeRae. Let us see Mi Chen out there or versus Zelina Vega. Same thing with Alba Fire. Put her in the U.S. title reign as well, and move Chelsea up to the women's title. But it's y'all not carving out that division of being able to build stars through this secondary belt. And y'all are just letting them kind of just become constellation prizes to people that hold them. You just gave this to Julia because you've pumped so much money into Julia, and now you're starting to send her on press runs, but she's barely on TV.
Meanwhile, you have workhorses like Zelina Vega get a match, then have it for a couple of weeks, no real big main defenses, and then loses it, and then gets one rematch, and then you don't see her for 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured out the problem with Zelina Vega. Zelina needs to be a heel. That's the problem with her. Face is not getting over with her, and I noticed that. I don't mind it, but the crowd don't like it. The crowd like her when her and Andrade were together. They want that personality.
That's what I want back too. Enough, just mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, they want that fire. They want that kind of ish talking. Right now, that's what's not getting her over. I'm glad she's proud to be a Puerto Rican and stuff like that, but yeah, you need to be pissing these fans off.
Yeah, because if there's anything that us Puerto Rican women are good at is being heels.
I see what you did there. Okay. I see you with the entendres. Okay, I see what you did there.
Any final thoughts on SmackDown?
It was that ski mask, Councilman.
I don't want to hear nothing about Big Foley Jr. ever being that guy. And I wish to issue a public apology to Gunther for having to lose to that man at WrestleMania.
That's because
everything Sammy has done has just become undone.
Very true.
It was him who ruined the timeline, not Cody.
Well. Let's not go that far.
No, I'll go that far.
And to tie things back to what TK was saying, I know I can look at any random contact in my phone and give them a call, and they would know who TK Trinidad is. That's for sure.
That's for damn sure.
I can just scroll and just hit one name and be like, oh, yeah, you call, you know TK? Yeah, I know who that is.
You don't want to check Beulah's contact list. That thing is legendary. That's all I'm going to say.
Going to move into a controversial topic right now. Elena Black, the artist formerly known as Cora Jade, was in the media recently on TMZ. I guess there's now a TMZ championship being out there. And she opened up about how CM Punk helped her make her decision to take a break from wrestling. Paraphrasing, so many things that he said to me in that conversation really helped me. He told me I don't owe anybody anything and I don't have to stick to something that no longer serves me. And that really stuck with me. She also had some very controversial topics about the locker room and how people are just, for lack of better words, making TikToks, not really learning the business. Kind of contradictory, but saying that she agrees with Undertaker that the business is really different and how much she would just take, I guess, presence in just watching matches to get better and learn. I'm not sure if you guys saw this interview, but I want to get your thoughts on what some are saying are very contradictory remarks, because Cora has been in some TikToks herself, as well as she's clearly not in the wrestling world or not wanting to be, but still very much commenting about it. TK, I'll start with you about this interview and this, I guess, TMZ podcast that they did.
I mean, it's a very hard place to be in, especially, wrestlers or personalities in general, right? Like, I mean, you could even take, podcasting, for instance. It's not enough if you do the podcast. You have to do social media. You have to, build beyond your already community. It's essentially what WWE is doing. They already have a solid community, but they essentially want to be, in every household. They want everybody to be talking about. They can get every single person on this earth, including the people in the hut in the backwoods of New Zealand. They want everybody. And so, as a wrestler, I think some people see this. You see the wrestlers who, stay to their own. They don't do interviews, stuff like that. Some wrestlers, they can do that, but they already have a name. The wrestlers who don't do that and, they're big within the wrestling community, they don't really necessarily make WWE all the money. So it's like a catch-22. Like your brand is really, really important. So making the TikToks and stuff like that is, a very easy way to get the followers and get the support that you need. So WWE, when they do make their cut, because they make cuts every year, like you're not part of that cut. So I could see how it's contradictory, but on the flip side, it's like you make those TikToks, but you also have to spend the time to learn the craft. So it's essentially you just, picking a time when you should sleep. So with that, I mean, and her taking a break, I mean, I don't necessarily, for me, where it's kind of like, oh, stay away for something that no longer serves you. That doesn't, I don't know if it's the West Indian me that we don't really follow that thing. Like you just, like, we don't, feelings and all that stuff is like, no, you just do it. Do you decide that you're going to do it? You just do it. So it's a little bit of different mentality, but it is what it is.
I'm not laughing at you, boss lady.
I am, but
I'm not. I'm laughing at a comment of the song.
Okay, Councilman, I'm gonna go to you about Cora Jade's thoughts. Obviously, I think the cool thing in reading her quote is that CM Punk is really beneficial towards the next generation in the locker room, kind of erasing all those bad PR stunts that AEW tried to do after he left. I think all that information is completely backfired on what they try to paint him as far as a locker room leader. But Cora's saying that vote of confidence allowed her to have the confidence in herself to step away from wrestling, but really dying on that hill that The Undertaker dies on, that the locker room shouldn't be fun, that you guys should all be studying. Like, what were your thoughts on that coming from her, who, I'll be honest, I don't think was really getting better during her time in NXT?
Maybe she should ask Brett what happens when you complain about an ever-changing industry and how his career went after that. Just a thought. If you're talking to legends, maybe ask him about that. Like, I don't think the two coincide with one another, because you cannot be doing TikToks and still not learning.
True.
I don't think the two coincide with one another. I just really think it's one of those things of like, yo, this is a changing place. And it's one of those like where you get upset about a person who used to do modeling and now wants to be a wrestler, as opposed to, I've always wanted this since I was a kid. Well, good for you. I can respect anyone who has wanted to be a cop for 15 years and just stuck with it since they were 6. There's some respect to be given there. Some of us do have to pivot and change things, but I don't think the two coincide with one another. And to your point, Mayor, like, we've seen you do the TikToks. We've seen you make the stuff. This is how you become relevant, because nowadays what it is about is it's not WWE deciding just we're going to put money behind you. Just like with everything, all of these brands and all these companies wants to see, what can you pull in?
Mm-hmm.
Can you pull in followers? Can you get people to do this? Same thing TK mentions all the time. What does your merch sales look like? Because although you're not in ring performing every week, you have one of the top selling shirts carrying across just from doing your socials and doing these videos. Same thing with Selena Vega, building up such a massive following, doing her stuff for TikTok, doing her stuff on Instagram and Twitch.
And
Same
Twitch,
thing
yeah.
You wouldn't have the New Day podcast if it wasn't for them pivoting and going into this new role.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I think it's like, no disrespect to him, but it's like Undertaker had himself placed on top of a mountain where he didn't get to have the vision of what goes on for folks who are not sitting way up high and is shadowed by the entire wing of Vince McMahon. It is a completely different view from everybody else. And so you kind of have to take what Undertaker says with a grain of salt, because his entire experience isn't like everybody experienced. I don't think he can say that, and I believe Hurricane Helms will say the same thing, because he won't, because he didn't have that same path like you did. So I think that, again, the two don't coincide. And I think it's just one of those things of like, hey, if you're happy stepping away, doing what you need to do, go ahead and do that. By all means, find peace, enjoy your life. But it's like the same thing I say, like with the Mandy Rose stuff. Either you want to be here or you don't want to be here. And there's two ways that you can handle this. Either you can be very humble about it and respectful, not to try to kiss ass or anything like that. Just be like, hey, I had my time. I appreciate what they did for me. I'm just looking at other aspects right now. Or you can show this slightly bitter thing that you're doing, which is just going to keep going and going. Then you become Elena Hart. If that's what you like.
Honey, do you want to retort about the? I'm just noticing the Bret Hart picture in the back. Do you want to have any retort about Bret?
No, not at all. I'm not.
How long has she been out of WWE?
I will not entertain such words.
About what, 4 months?
Yeah, something like that.
So she's going through, like, have you ever been part of like a really good company or a job, and it's like something you want to do, but when you got there, like it was great when you got there, and then eventually slowly, like, it didn't turn into something like you wanted, but then, you're either fired or whatever, and it's just kind of like you go through that process where it's just like, it's like a breakup process. So she's still, to me, based off what was just said, she's still going through that. And the only issue, and it's not really an issue, it's that she's going on, there's platforms for her to say, however she's feeling, and she's choosing to say that. There have been plenty of big companies that I'm with, and if they had, and that's why I didn't do the interviews. If they had interviewed me after I was let go from those companies, I would be saying some, things that, for me personally, I would regret saying later on, because the experience was great and I learned a lot. And being with those companies to this day is still a topic of conversation with, major heads. So.
But then that's even the worst thing though too, because you're not even talking about the company. You're talking about the people within the company. So you shitting on these people that you share the locker room with. And that's the thing that I can't get down with, because it's like, if you like you said, it's a difference if you're talking about like how the company did, like, with some of the things that she talked about when it came to like body wise and everything, and like, training, and when it came to that, that's again, that's something understandable, that's you being able to vent and get out. But you now targeting people that you shared locker rooms with, that you had to travel across the country with and across the world with. Now it's one of those things where it's sitting like, okay, so who exactly are you talking about? Because now it sounds like you're feeling like, oh, y'all let me go, but y'all let her stay, and all she do is little TikToks and stuff all day and barely goes to training.
I also feel like it's a lot that could come with, I mean, she's still very young. There's like a certain emotional maturity that has to come with being let go or being released, or, just going through certain situations in life. There's just a certain emotional maturity that you have to have. And this is probably one of the reasons why they did release her, just so that way she can go out and expand her horizons and see what she does in the world. But if she's going to do this, it's not going to bring her back anytime soon. And they're not going to have any interest in looking at what she can bring to them later on. Because you don't have to, everything, when it comes to an end, things don't have to always be in a bad situation. As long as you leave with a good rapport, and that's something that I've always tried to do when moving on from jobs in life and stuff like that. Like I try to keep, a good rapport with the people I was with, because that way, in case things don't work out, I always somehow have somewhere to go to. And at least it's a place where I'm familiar with. I have all my friends there. I got my favorite mentors there. People I've looked up to are there. Like you can't just knock it. You have to eventually take some accountability for yourself as well, Miss Black. There's no shade.
Stop listening to Mandy Rose, Elena. Stop listening to her, because she's not a double champion, and she not trying to come back. Don't listen to her. You being influenced. Don't do it. And I'm not gonna pay for your OnlyFans. I just want to throw that out there. But I support what you're doing.
Right. Again, be outspoken. Say how you feel, but don't do it in that way. That's not. I mean, I don't know.
It's just it's the
all 24.
Yeah, it's just the burning bridge thing, and then also too, it's this is something TK brings in her somewhat robotic human form when she says things, but you also have to think of corporate and money wise, and take accountability to that. One, did you get better? No. Two, you had to leave because we know of some friends that you had to add. But three, you're also accident prone. When you came back, you got hurt, came back, got hurt again. And so that investment wasn't sitting right and wasn't really sitting in there. And you weren't getting over as much personal wise. It was more of persona wise when it comes to this. Like if you really start giving like an evaluation of what's happening. Like right now, you're in a stage of where, like, if you decided you were going to stay in wrestling, where you could increase your ability, your ability from them to say, like, oh, okay, this girl can start making us some money. Now we know where to pivot to give her this and what to do, where it doesn't have to involve Roxanne or her attached to somebody. We now see what can be done, just like how Jon Moxley did, and it's now one of the pillars of AEW. But if you don't have that mindset to look at yourself like that, then you start saying these type of things and start feeling some type of way. Because, again, TikToks and them going train in the gym are not hand in hand. Because anybody can just say, hey, we need you in the gym a little bit earlier doing this stuff. Because who the fuck doesn't want TikToks that being made that amplifies the brand? Like, who gets mad at that? Like, how dare y'all be out here trying to make videos and get millions of likes and make this company money? How dare y'all do that and not go to the gym.
And on the flip side, man, like these TikToks and the wrestlers who embrace social media, again, WWE, that like Bosa let me know. I'll know a year that WWE hasn't let go of people. So it behooves you to also develop your brand, because no matter what, you're always going to be a former WWE superstar, which is great. It's always great to have that. But if you're a former WWE superstar, but you have, 10K followers, versus if you spent a little bit of time on branding and that 10K is 100K and you leave, like if Mandy Rose left with like 5,000 followers, the OnlyFans wouldn't have been popping as much. It went as quickly as it did. It still popped, but as quickly as it did, like, so yeah. So, but we all have to learn. So I wish her the best.
Yeah. I mean, she'll figure it out. Like Honey said, she's still very young. So there's some emotional maturity there that has to expand a little bit. But I think she'll be back in wrestling at some point, just by seeing the success that her best friend is having and having mentors like CM Punk.
But I will say, you could see the difference of one who wants it and one who was claiming they want it.
Because for her, Roxanne were
neck and neck, and Roxanne did not play. Roxanne sacrificed a lot to get where she at. And I ain't saying Elena didn't either or nothing like that, but it's like, yeah, you could tell. Again, if it's in the tag team, you could tell who's going up and who's kind of staying the same.
The proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
Results are results, and we see it on TV. You weren't there that often, Miss Black.
And some of it was, and a lot of it was due to injury. I'm not going to, make it seem like that wasn't a big factor. But with that going, it's like, can I say equivocally that I saw you push harder in yourself when you came back after injury? No.
Speaking of things that people probably want, our former Wednesday night host probably wants this. It's being rumored that AEW pay-per-views could be coming to streaming on HBO Max very soon, the entire library and going forward. What do we think about this? Obviously, being a more affordable option than the current measures, but is this a good look for AEW?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Especially if you got the whole library on there. Like, you saw what WWE did for Peacock. Because, trust me, I was never on Peacock.
That part.
I would have
Peacock actually has some good shows too. Like it has
right.
some shows.
I'd have never known that.
Yeah,
I had Peacock part of like the TV that we got. Like it was like something that came with like your like a program that you could install with your TV, kind of like a Hulu and Roku, the way it all is now. But then it just became a whole nother thing.
Yeah. WWE made Peacock a whole bunch of money, so the same thing can be done for Max, and there's a lot of dope stuff on Max. So to be on that same app and then to have your promotion clips linked in with like House of the Dragon and all of this other like big name stuff that they're gonna be having dropping as part of their little packages, that's just gonna make AEW look even better.
Yeah, Tony making moves. Good thing.
I'll give him this.
Some quick news I wanted to talk about since Honey's wearing her football jersey. Seth Rollins is now going to be a Good Morning Football guest host throughout the entire football season. He's actually been on the show, I think, a few times this summer, even ripping his pants on one episode. Yeah. And we already know Seth Rollins' Twitter is pretty legendary for things like the I hate football tweets after the Bears lose every single Sunday. But the larger part of why I want to discuss this is because we now know how ESPN is now covering WWE. So we'll start seeing these more crossover appearances. Is this a good thing for WWE? Do you think it'll dilute the product too much, or will ultimately WWE win in the end? TK, since you are the moneymaker here, I will start with your opinion.
That's easy. Like he's already a fan, so it's not like he's just, oh, well, we think he'll be good on the show. So he's knowledgeable. And he's going to relate to some people who might not know him as a wrestler, or he's like, oh, he's a wrestler, but then he does such a great job that they're going to want to see him and support him. Like there have been people that I've met in the past. And even how I got back into wrestling was because I wanted to support my friend. And so that's how that's kind of how the whole journey started. So, I mean, it's definitely a good move on both parts. And then you're going to have people who are wrestling fans who love Seth and want to support him. So I think it's a win-win, both sides.
Honey.
I agree. I would definitely have to agree. And we know that Seth has definitely expressed his enthusiasm for football and, sports in general. Him being a fan of Rich Eisen, he also was asked to host that show for Rich Eisen as well. And that's a big deal because Rich Eisen is legend in the sports game. But yeah, and I think he's perfect. I think Seth Rollins is the perfect person to do it. He's all about the flash and flair and dramatics, but he's also very, very smart and he knows his football very, very well. So he gets into it. I can't wait to see what kind of show it would be. I don't know if he's going to go for that like over the top style personality or if he's going to keep it, casual and cool like the way Rich Eisen would. But I feel like he could give me some good angry run segments with my boy Kyle Brandt. Because I love Kyle Brandt for his angry run segments. Those are my favorites.
Councilman, what do you think about this move for Seth and then for the company as a whole?
Oh, it's good. It's Pat McAfee 2.0. We brought him over into Monday Night Raw. Now we're sending one of ours over there. And me, I'm not a big football person, but as an example with this, like seeing Seth Rollins there, would make me go check it out. And see what he knows, what he's talking about, and maybe potentially get me to start watching some football games. I think that's what this bridge is for, being able to get folks that don't particularly watch those things and being like, okay, but I'm a huge supporter of this guy, so I'm going to go hear what Seth Rollins has to say. So I think it's just a good look in being able to continuously build themselves into the sports area and not feel so segregated away from them like we have for such a long time.
I'll probably tune in. I used to watch Good Morning Football a lot and with the previous panels, but I'm really curious about the fits. His stylist Troy. I wonder if he's going to bring the flamboyant fits to the set each morning. That's a lot of commitment because they start that show, I believe, at 4 a.m. in New York.
Yeah. Imagine having to get up to be on that show. The whole day.
I mean, but he used to stuff like that anyway, though.
No, he is. But I'm just saying, like, imagine, like, for one of us, like, that would be oof.
I mean, TK get up at 2 a.m, go work out.
I mean, when I did radio, I had to be up at 3 a.m. So
TK be texting me about work at 6 a.m. I'm like, my office is not open.
When the check is coming, it's you get used to it.
TK works out there early and takes her feet pictures promptly after the gym, is what I've heard.
I still at the gym, and I heard Mark Wahlberg be taking them because that's the only two people in the gym at that time.
Boss lady, you gonna take this, man?
You know what?
The Uno reverse card has been dropped. I'm just saying. Something that's a telltale sign for me heading up for Clash in Paris this weekend is the Tribal Thief, owner of the Shula Fala. The shirt has been altered this week. They removed the J's from the shirt. I know my tag team partner, Jacob, let me know that it could have been a cease and desist from Nike, which is very plausible. But I'm thinking that, I don't know, that it makes me feel like the gimmick is kind of diluted a little bit now. It makes me feel like Bronson is now headed for a L. But what do you guys think about it? Do you think the shirt, obviously the shirt looked better with the shoes to me, but what do you guys think?
I definitely think it's the cease and desist. I got a couple cats work at Nike and I'm like, they was like, we'll see how long it's up though. So I think it had to do with that. But I think to your point too, I don't want him getting too wrapped up in this tribal thief thing. I think Bronson is way better than that. I still think that he's going to get up, in my opinion, but I think the tribal thief thing has run its course.
It's so good though.
It's
so good seeing somebody get their shoes taken on live television.
Yes. So, but unless you're finna take another pair and see how long you can go, then we're talking about something. But like Bronson Reed is so much better than that. Like this was something of just like, hey, let me close the gap in between me and Braun with him always having these main event matches, man, let me snatch his shoes real quick. And so, you know, that got the gap a little bit smaller between the two of them. But like, yo, like, he don't need a gimmick like that. Like, let this man just destroy stuff like he did when he first came back before the War Games match. Like, we like 5 tsunamis every Monday.
Mm-hmm.
No telling who finna get this work, but all I know is that dude going up top 5 times. That's something you can keep running with.
Personally, I want to see him snatch some dress shoes from one of the GMs, but I'm biased.
Hilarious.
Add to the collection. Honey, you think it was a cease and desist, or do you think it was maybe trying to thwart this gimmick for Bronson Reed a little bit?
Definitely cease and desist. I can't imagine anybody trying to like intentionally thwart this gimmick, being that it's been so good and gone over so well. I do think, though, this gimmick has run its course. I personally don't care about the shoes not being on the shirt. I think it's better anyway because he was already wearing shoes around his neck when he does it. So it kind of looks weird to me, but that's just me, like visually, aesthetically looking at it. But yeah, Bronson Reed needs to be, I feel like after this weekend, maybe we should stop doing that because Bronson Reed is somebody we should be taking a lot more seriously. I don't want him to get lost in the sauce of being like the honorary Oos, you know, or the tribal thief and things like that. So it's fun while it lasted. Let's be done with it and get down to the nitty gritty.
Oops, what just happened there? My bad about that. I got tapped on the shoulder and got reprimanded on the side by our boss lady. So I'm going to remind you guys that we are having super chats enabled at this moment. Make sure you donate to our lovely cast here so TK can keep me employed and so I can go to Survivor Series this year. When you donate to this lovely brand, we will highlight your comments and let you know that you're the best part of WWT and that you help keep the lights on here and keep the mayor employed. Dylan was honorable enough to give us a $15 on Wednesday night. USD, not Canadian dollars, just to let you guys know. And we want to shout you guys out on the show and live.
I see why she make you say them now, Mayor. I see why she make you say them.
They're subtle threats. They are.
Yeah. TK wouldn't have delivered it like that. She gonna be like, I don't know why y'all haven't bought a super chat yet. Like they're on.
Don't look like you know me. Whatever.
like, okay, I guess
you're very true about that. It's like you see this butter right here. Why ain't you bought it yet?
They bought it yet? Okay,
see my skin.
You see me growing every time I'm on here.
Man, listen. Get your hands on some body butter, man. It's a beautiful thing.
Oh man, Kelsey was accurate as hell on that.
Boss lady, Patrick says thank you.
You're welcome. I hope you guys using that massage candle too.
That would be.
Ew.
I don't kiss the toe.
Why did you say ew? She's a married woman. Like, wait, what?
I'm a visual person.
No, I just don't know why you brought that up, TK. I don't know why you had to emphasize that it was a massage candle. Like,
yeah, like
I can read.
Yeah, like don't put them things up here for me like
don't
that.
Make it awkward.
I'm definitely one of them people. Like if you say something disgusting while I'm eating it, it's in my head. I'ma still eat, but I'm gonna be upset because I saw that in my head.
Like ever since I've had this product, I've questioned. I've wanted to know why. It's a massage candle specifically. I've wanted to know.
Yeah.
Why is a massage
Does there have to be a why?
I ain't even lit.
Yes.
I was like, I felt like
it's a very direct use. You know?
Yeah.
It's actually not. You can use it as lotion too. You can use it as warm lotion.
You don't even have to use it at all. You just leave it open and let the smell.
Why does lotion need to be warm?
Why are you making multi-purpose candles?
Why does lotion need to be warm? Have you
tried it? To be fair, hey, I got crocodile skin, so I actually that's a very great
warm lotion. Yeah. Have you now gone to a massage and they do the warm lotion like on you?
Like the body oil, like the lavender oil and stuff.
Yeah. I use the CBD joints on my deep tissues. You know, I like pain. I don't care about the.
I know for real. If you make them hot, the CBD was 10 times better. 10 times. I've done that with like the CBD lotion with the aloe vera and put it on my knee. Oh my God. Like I'm talking about you instantly feel it. feel like a forest in your kneecap. Just waterfalls.
I'm going to apply this tomorrow. Well, since we're talking about different superstars today, and since the councilman brought up Brett earlier, we will be having a greatest Canadian wrestler ever debate, which sparks the interest because it's being rumored that Y2J could be WWE bound as his contract is up later this year. That there's mutual interest on both sides, and that there's even people in the locker room advocating for the return of Jericho. I want to ask each and every one of you, is this something as a fan that you want to see? And what type of run do you think this will be for Jericho if he was to return, obviously at this age? Being our resident Canadian, TK, I'm going to start with you.
I mean, I think people do want to see him return. My question is, it seems like he's getting so many perks at AEW. I just don't think he's going to get the perks, and he's 54. I don't think he's going to get the perks at AEW or at WWE like he was getting at AEW. So I wonder if this is like, I'm getting ready to retire. I only have like a few more years, and I want to finish my years out, where I started at WWE. And if that's the case, and he kind of almost makes like a Cena run, which I don't think anybody, I don't think anybody anytime soon will actually do that, what Cena did. But I think it would be good. I just hope that if it does happen, that it's a good story and we can all get behind it.
I guess I should position it this way. Everybody still, well, most people still appreciate Chris Jericho for what he's done over the course of his career, not just like the learning tree stuff, which wasn't well received. But does anybody still want to see Jericho wrestle with the likes of those that are still in WWE at this stage of his career and age? Honey, I'll pose that question to you.
With Jericho, I think it's something. Well, all right. I think that's because it's something we've definitely like gone on and off about if he's in ring capable still. He is at that. I hate putting on. I don't want to put age on anybody, but it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, if you're still able to do your lion salt, then do your thing. But I don't really see Jericho on like a full big crazy run. I would rather see him like either kind of like a retirement run, very Cena-ish like, or even put him in a position where he will be working backstage, or even if GM stuff, like, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like Jericho's always good with backstage segments. You could put Jericho anywhere, honestly, because he is a chameleon. If wherever you put him. But
if they bring him back, he has to do at least a one run and then go backstage. He can't just come back and just be backstage.
Well, no, not at all. But I'm just saying, like, I don't think this guy's going to be wrestling every week. Like, I don't want that kind of a run. I don't need a workhorse run. Just give me some dates like Cena and we'll drink it in.
So for me, I don't think he really needs to wrestle at all. Like, I think about what he does in AEW as probably backstage producer on commentary. He's phenomenal on commentary. He can really add layers in that capacity. Also, like, if he comes back, it has to be with like Judas this time, not like any of the novelty of before. But Councilman, is this something that you want to see?
Hell yeah! Stop hating on this man. Give that man that CM Punk run. Give him that, not the John Cena shit backstage. Give him the CM Punk run, because CM Punk don't wrestle. Let's be honest. CM Punk get his ass whooped, do a few moves, and the crowd go over. That's just what Chris Jericho is at right now. Promo alone each week with a lot of these new cats, that shit is gonna be spectacular. Sure. Give him a couple of dope rivalries with like Penta or somebody else. Let us see him and AJ Styles go at it, and then let us see him do the championship run real quick. It ain't even got to be a long run. And then the same thing when you finish with that, let us go see like what y'all talking about with the backstage, like doing commentary. Like him and Michael Cole on commentary would be insane. Mm-hmm. But it's like, yo, let him have that CM Punk run where it's like, okay, if he want to be here for another like 3 to 5 years, want to make some history, want to train some folks, really want to make some up and coming stuff happen, it's like, yo, let him come. And then he also got NXT and TNA to also go play around with. Yeah, let that man work. He still got about 5 more years in him before it starts being like, all right, Jericho, we might need you to Copper Squat because he's very like versatile. Like he's been able to like keep this going for decades now. So I think being able, like, if it's going to end here at WWE, let him have that CM Punk run. Let it end out. Let us praise him. He goes backstage and starts working back there. And then, hey, in about another couple years, Hall of Fame.
We'll see. I mean, and whenever we're going to bring that Canadian debate to you, I'm pretty sure Jericho might at least be the top 3 of the 6. So we'll keep you posted on that. There's a story I don't have a slide for, but I really wanted to talk about it because it interests me what we're seeing on Monday nights. And it was on, I believe, Busted Open. Tommy Dreamer was going on about what's happening between Io, Asuka, and Rhea, and how he doesn't really want to see Io turn heel as a result of all this. And I'm assuming that he's leading on to the fact that eventually Io might turn on Rhea to align herself with Kairi and Asuka. Now, Kairi is just in the middle. That Asuka's a great heel, great work, and can work anything, but that Io is a megastar at this point, and that doing heel work would be a disservice to her. Almost be doing a disservice to Asuka as well, because people would start to cheer her. So I want to know your thoughts about this, and where should they go with this seemingly like friendship love triangle they have every Monday night now? TK, you're saying a lot, so I'm going to start with you.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. When I saw her and Rhea, I was like, is this yeah, it could go a little bit deeper, like almost like a telenovela type situation. I just don't know if they can actually fully it's not even a telenovela, because I don't know if you guys see on Instagram, they have these like sometimes like Asian soap opera things. It can go that way, but I don't know if it gets lost in the sauce when they start speaking like a different language. So yeah, it's a little bit like perplexing as far as how this is going to play out. I feel like it is going to play out where they're going to break up, but like then what? Do they break up and then they come together? Like, oh, we made a mistake. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to go. I'm kind of confused.
I like what Dylan's proposing for a reform, and then maybe Lucha Underground angle. Maybe, Io, Kairi, and Asuka just go through a little, go through what friends go through every now and then, some miscommunication, and maybe reform a different kind of damage control where they're really getting down to business and they're not just, goofing.
A new and improved damage control.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
would they still call them damage control though?
Nothing against Dakota Kai, because she was totally fine with them. So I wouldn't say improved, but I'm just saying more, just like 2.0 version, I guess.
So they just align and just like beat the shit out of Rhea one night, and it's like they just reform.
Well, we also need to give Rhea new rivalries and stuff like that, because aren't we also tired of the same thing? I mean, have we seen Rhea versus Asuka?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I was like, I don't know why y'all reading it like that, because that is not how I got it when I saw it Monday.
What did you see?
Her and she's, first of all, who splits up with Mommy except dumbasses? And Io is not Dominic Mysterio. You're not finna break that up. Plus, you have to keep the two of them busy while we're still focusing on this women's world title if they're not going to have the strap. So you have to have them focused on something. What it saw to me was Asuka is going to kick the shit out of Io. Out of something. She's just going to be done with her. Like, nah, like I told you to leave Rhea alone. And Rhea going to have a match again. If it's not this upcoming week, maybe next week. And guess who's going to come out there to come help her? Because we got to have Rhea versus Raquel now with Roxanne out on the side, and then trying to beating them up for Io to come back out. After that, Asuka's done. And Kairi is the one that's going to be sitting here kind of like, okay, what do I do? What do I say? How do I move with this? I want to be with Asuka, but you my family too. But it's like, yo, why couldn't you just listen? So she's really the one that's in the balance. But now it's like, hey, we got some potential tag team action going on now. With them, to where that's something that could be at Crown Jewel Perth. Io Sky and Rhea Ripley versus Asuka and Kairi Sane. the pops that they would get doing this stuff and Riptide and Over the Moonsault. And then also, if you really wanted to, that also sets up a potential War Games with them getting 3 more other people, and that's the women's War Game match.
You have 2 Queen of War Games on one team. Blah, blah, I guess. I don't know.
Am I the only one that likes EO better as a heel? That sees the vision there?
No, not at all.
I like the face right now.
I love her as a face right now, but I do miss, like, especially when she first did it, like her NXT, you know, when she was Io Shirai. Yeah. Yeah, that I do miss. But
it's like I see the babyface stuff, but like I don't see the merch.
It's this.
I don't see the merch with the stuff like this doing none of that. Like we haven't profited.
Yeah, but it's killing it on social though. So that's a WWE thing, because like so many people are making like emotes of those stuff. Like those things are popping everywhere. Outside merch.
Capturing moments. But I don't know if I could stand any more solo stars being forced to be tag teams anymore.
Well, no, they ain't got to be a tag team. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you have a potential tag team, and these are 2 still solo stars. Because again, Io can be having a singles match one week, and then here comes Asuka messing with her, and then that's what prompts Rhea to come out. You get what I'm saying? Like it's not like, oh, we're forming them into a tag team. No, we're just putting them, circling them in the story to keep them busy for right now, giving us something for Crown Jewel, potentially a Survivor Series until we can get our butt to a Royal Rumble.
If Asuka goes heel, they gotta. I mean, when she returned, what last year was it? 2024 when she debuted the blue and white face paint as Kana. They did nothing with that. It's like we're gonna go back to that, sure, but. Yeah. It's like it's too much stop and start with Asuka. I feel like they don't know what they want to do for somebody who's like wildly decorated in the company. Like despite everything they've given her, she's still like so decorated.
It's like years later, they're seeing all of these stars that they signed years ago to be these big marquee superstars. And then now years later, here we are with them, and you don't really have much places for them. And you're just trying to figure out what to do. So you're figuring out that you bit off more than you could chew.
Except for Finn. I don't know what the hell we doing with Finn.
Don't even get me started, man. There's a lot of things I'm frustrated about.
Finn just happy taking these pins. He be at the soccer games, chilling, like smiling.
That ain't just glad to be collecting a check, yet somehow is always around. I'm just like, hey, okay, I guess you didn't found your place. The thing is, like, it's certain things that happen in a career that can really linger over you and make you. And the problem is, Asuka losing to Charlotte at WrestleMania changed.
I was literally just thinking of that. I was like, everything changed when she lost to Charlotte. Not she should still be champion, but I feel like everything
changed when Shayna lost to Becky too.
Yeah, it was just like, yo, like
the mystique wasn't there. Like it lost the mystique.
The stench thing just didn't go away. It took Roman to be champ for 5 years for us to get over suffering succotash. Okay, they had to tell us that man was dying. For us.
Listen, if you can't love the tribal chief at his big dog, then you don't deserve him at his tribal chief.
Look, I love the great contacts and everything. I was here rocking, okay. But I knew his change when The Rock helped him win the Rumble. I was like, ooh, that's not going to go over the way y'all think it's going to go over.
And it didn't.
And it did.
I think that's one of the first times officially that I heard it. And I was like,
oh. But again, they gave an incredible storyline to change that over. And just because of this pause and stop with Asuka, the mayor's point, nothing has been able to stick. Like, remember when she won Money in the Bank during the pandemic era, and that's when we found out Becky was pregnant. No one cared that Asuka became the Raw Women's Champion. No one talked about that. Every time she came out with the belt, they brought back the clip where Becky announced that she's pregnant. And I was like, yo, that's wild to be doing that to your champ. And then it would go back to Asuka already in the ring, waiting for the other person to come out.
What should have happened was the case should have been just left there. Then you have a gauntlet or whatever match for whoever's going to take it, and then they find out the titles in there. If that happened in that different kind of way, then maybe fine. But
Oh no, the way they had the Money in the Bank was set up fine. It's just the taste that you have for Asuka just
it went away.
Never surpassed that. When Shinsuke lost to AJ at WrestleMania.
Man, listen, and look where my boy's at now. Nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found. Was U.S. champion and was never in matches.
Had a sick gimmick, new gimmick, samurai gimmick, evil samurai. It was perfect.
I don't even see him lingering in the back no more during backstage segments.
No.
But that's the thing too. Like WWE has not figured out what makes EO work, which is another reason why you shouldn't turn it heel, because if you can figure out what got EO over, you can apply this to so many others where it doesn't work for them, especially with folks like Japanese wrestlers.
That's what I want to say. Like, is it that if we go by what we saw in Unreal, as far as the writers and the producers, they were all non-melanated. I think there might have been one who was racially ambiguous. Like, do they just don't have the people who can tell the stories of melanated folks? And not to say that you have to have somebody who is melanated to tell the story. It's just like more of the understanding of the cultures in order to tell the story. Like, are they getting it wrong because they're just not, they don't understand, like, essentially Asuka's face paint and everything. I'm sure there's a whole story behind that. I know sometimes the commentary mentions it, but if there's a whole story and narrative and a history to the, like, you know, how do we like use that? Or, you know, how is it wildly successful at Stardom and taking what they have as far as storylines and how can they blend the two? Like, is it just they're missing the mark because they just don't have the right people to understand culturally how to like make it make sense?
I think not even just culturally, but also the age demographic. Because when I looked in there didn't look like there was anybody under 40 in that room.
There was one woman who she looked like she was in her like early 30s.
Yeah, that was about it. Mm-hmm. But even in branding, we're taught that like I can't be 55 years old working on a campaign for 18-year-olds. Mm-hmm. I don't know what they want unless I have children who are that age and I can maybe bounce something off of them, but they're not going to give me that account. They're going to want someone who has that a little bit differently. And the same thing, you see it when you don't put someone and have someone being able to talk to them culture-wise, because then you wind up with Miles Morales spray painting Thor's hammer in the comic book and everybody looking like, what the fuck is this? Because a person of culture did not help them write that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't even understand how one of the biggest platforms and one of the biggest consumption in the ages between 16 to 34 is anime. And I'm talking about with just subtitles, not dubbed in English, nothing. Mm-hmm. So how have you not implemented that here in WWE? Mm-hmm. Like of her paint and like showing like where it comes from and then showing them like in tears and then they come together on her face.
You remember the reaction from the crowd when Bayley spoke Japanese because she understood what EO and them were doing when they were turning on her? That was a crazy moment because I was like, oh, okay, that's something cool. Like maybe we should do more of that, and that just went nowhere either.
Yeah, but you know what? We didn't went down this rabbit hole. I didn't mean to get y'all off the rails. So we should save that for the after show because I feel like we're gonna go in on this.
I like that conversation a lot about culture and the writers' room and stuff like that. And if you guys didn't know, according to our lead person here, Miss Trinidad, we're gonna be doing a little after show after this little program we got. We're gonna get into some predictions for Clash in Paris, and we're going to let you do a tell all, ask all, whatever you want to do for about 10-15 minutes after this show. If you are a subscriber of WWT, you will have access. And if you're not a subscriber, make sure you go subscribe. But before we get into Clash in Paris predictions, I want to give a quick congrats to Cody Rhodes and Brandy Rhodes on the birth of a brand new baby girl. It was announced earlier today that they announced a new baby to the world. So we want to give them all the congrats. And honey, what were you going to let us know?
I was literally going to say just something really quick. But yes, of course, congratulations to the Rhodes Runnels family. Just want to also let people know that you're going to need some coffee for the night if you're going to be staying for WWT After Dark. You need that coffee that won't powerbomb your sleep schedule. Savorista's got you. It's premium craft decaf and half caffeine coffee, bold flavor. I could not read that for a second. No jitters. Made from high altitude Arabica beans, naturally decaffeinated with no harsh chemicals. Bourbon pecan, decaf, minted mocha. Yeah, they're that good. So use our exclusive code for 25% off at savorista.com. Use 691793. That's savorista.com, because cutting caffeine should not mean cutting flavor.
Absolutely. The coffee tastes like wealth. So I know TK got a bunch of it.
When I read it, I'm going to put jazz music behind it like it's a late night radio show. And then I'm going to read it off.
There it is.
Yeah.
Like saxophone music or something like that.
Jacob, y'all still going. That is.
Where we still going, Jacob?
Yeah, we're
show.
On the after show, we're going to be talking about what being in the streets means to CED.
We also will be talking about TK's new show, For the Love of TK. Which candidates y'all gonna help us choose the candidates, like who, like height wise, what's her like what she will let us know what her type is. But you got to subscribe to the WWT YouTube channel so you can be able to watch this, because it's for members only. Okay,
and based on her birthday gathering, I think I have some details on what her type actually is based on what I saw. So I might give you those details so you can kind of button up your game to shoot your shot.
Yep. And TK is going to be helping us out with it, letting us know the lowdown. So if you're a member, you're going to get a whole lot of information that you will not get to know in public, because it's members only. So subscribe if you want to find out what gets TK's boots a rocking.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
This is why they let me read the ads. This is why.
Oh man. All right. Quick predictions for Clash of Paris.
Right away, I heard the note too, the drum note to where the whole song playing.
Oh man.
I'm sorry.
Oh, and there also will be a watch along for Clash in Paris. So I know both of you, if you haven't asked, you probably will ask, and there is going to be a show.
Mm-hmm. Clash of Paris. I believe there's 6 matches on the card, including the newly announced tag team championships between the Street Profits and the Wyatt Six. We're just going to go in order for what I see on .com here. First up, Nikki Bella, Becky Lynch, Women's Intercontinental Championship. Who are we taking in this match?
The Intercontinental title needs to stay on the man for it to remain relevant.
The only way I could see it dropping if it's a TKO or a higher ups thing. But as far as wrestling, I don't see Triple H or the creatives putting it on Nikki.
Was that an insinuation that Nikki Bella is more popular than Becky Lynch?
It depends on the god they're trying to serve. If they're trying to serve mainstream media, given Nikki being on all these reality shows and hosting these shows, what is I mean, you answer, honey, and I'm gonna just do a quick look up as far as the numbers for Becky compared to Nikki.
My pick is really easy. I'm just gonna go straight up Becky. I think this is just a run for Nikki, just to get her groove back. It's also celebrating 15 years. I was wrong last night. It's 15 years of Nikki Bella. So yeah, I mean, it's just a thank you, Nikki. Welcome to the big time.
I like that. I'm gonna follow suit, and I'm gonna pick Becky Lynch to retain. I'm gonna agree with the councilman. I think it makes more sense to allow Becky to continue elevating the women in this division and do more matches just like that. TK, did you find the numbers?
Yes. So Nikki has 10 million. Becky has 5.
Really?
Yeah.
So
is this all platforms?
No. This is just on IG. I can do a quick check on Twitter. But
You just ask AI.
She's pretty much, she's pretty much on her way though. She's gonna surpass Nikki eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, eventually, but like right now, like if we were to do kind of a marketing analysis and seeing who Nikki's fans are and stuff like that, the fact that she's been on WWE, are she bringing those fans over? Like, you know, you have a huge bunch of people who watch Total Divas, and they started watching wrestling because of Total Divas. So, you know, I'd be curious to see if that's the case. That's the only way I could see it changing hands and going to Nikki.
I'm with you.
They mess around. Well, there's one other way if they mess around and they could swerve us where they bring out the twin that's not Nikki.
Twin magic.
Do what they used to do, that twin magic shit. I would have put it past her to have that under her sleeve, but I know Becky's not that. She's not going to fall for that.
Mm-hmm.
At least I hope not.
Another match I'm actually happy to see on the card because it deserves a raucous crowd and for people to really get behind it. We got a Sheamus versus Rusev, good old-fashioned Donnybrook match. Just hard-hitting match. The European crowd's going to eat it up. Who are we taking in this match? I'm actually going to take Rusev.
Yeah, I got Rusev on this one. I just, like it don't hurt Sheamus, and it gives the Redeemer something to now we can start looking forward to as to what is he gonna do, and what is he gonna.
What?
Oh hell no!
Ladies and gentlemen, stop the.
You
presses.
want to say him for the after show?
Stop the presses here. I wish you know what? Give me a second. We got something in here. I'm just gonna do this again.
Say his name and he appears. I believe it.
Jacob. Jacob is here. We said his name in the chat and he pulled up.
A lot going on.
Got a ceiling fan in the back. Shadowy figure.
Who trap house you in right now?
Right.
Jacob's in the streets.
So
I don't see no furniture in there, no nothing.
Where
I want to remind you guys that Jacob is actually like 6'8".
I pull it up. I'm at mom's house right now in Alabama, doing some housework.
Jacob is cooking dope right now.
No.
I don't understand what this camera angle is.
Hold on. I'm at my mom's house and I'm painting a room right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so that's why it's okay. That explains the emptiness.
Okay.
So that's why you see no furniture. I'm in the middle of painting a room.
Okay.
Who painting a room at 8:00 at night?
And it's been like 10. Isn't it like 10 or 9?
Who paints a room at 10:00 at night? That man is making dope right now and don't want us to see that kitchen.
Oh my gosh!
This is the stuff you get when the mayor hosts WWT live, y'all. This is why we
Look
moved.
what's on his head.
I'm letting you get it up close and personal.
Look what's on his head right now. This is a dope outfit.
You guys don't get this on the Stone Cold Watch Along. Let's be honest. You want the CEO Wednesday nights from now on.
Not today. It's Friday. We do that on Saturdays.
Courtney's gonna get you. You keep poking that bear. Wait, what just happened?
Okay, one.
Wait, what's happening?
Did everybody pick for Sheamus and Rusev? I know me and Councilman have Rusev. Honey, who you got?
Sheamus.
TK.
Shoo, Sheamus.
2-2. Jacob, be the tiebreaker. Who you got, Sheamus or Rusev?
What is this?
What is going on right now? And said, I thought you ran a tight ship.
I'm giving leniency to my tag team partner here.
Oh, okay.
We are not the Street Profits. We don't break up. We don't separate anything like that. So it's always going to be a little leniency there,
You're
really?
certainly not the greatest tag team in digital entertainment because we be.
I've heard otherwise.
Mind you, your tag team partner just abandoned you again.
Hey, it happens.
I'm like, where did he go?
This is why
Monday
nights, Wednesday nights, Friday nights. I got to keep the dream alive.
He gave him the whole intro and everything, and that mofo left.
So we 2-2. Rusev, Sheamus, Tribal Thief versus Tribal Chief. We finally get a big match for Bronson on the PLE. Now I'm actually excited to see, especially since coming off the big ankle injury from War Games last year. And I'm going to go against the grain here, and I'm going to pick Bronson to win. Who do you guys have?
I have Bronson. Bronson needs this win. I don't think it hurts the tribal chief, and I really feel like it puts him back as a main player for Monday Night Raw. Like let the tribal thief, let the shenanigans reign supreme.
TK.
I think this really just depends on, because Roman's on a schedule. Like, he's not on everybody else's schedule. So I mean, it really just depends on what the rest of his schedule looks like for the rest of the year. My heart says I would like Roman to win. However, if Roman's going to be here for the rest of the year, having Bronson win might create more of a storyline into the fall.
Because ain't he got to go film anyway?
What, Street Fighter?
Yeah.
Maybe. I know Cody's filming Street Fighter until about September 20th.
Yeah, because Cody's in Australia right now getting ready to film. So that's why I'm like, does Roman also have to be on that schedule?
Side note, I think that's going to be such a bad movie. And like in a good way. Like the good bad that you just keep watching over and over, but I don't know. Just
I'm still going to go see it.
I'm still going to see it. I saw Ken. I was like, okay, at least Ken looked like Ken. So that gave me some hope. But what do I know?
TK, who'd you select again?
Well, based on scheduling, Bronson.
Okay. 3 Bronsons. Honey, who you got?
Due to logical reasons, not biased reasons, I am not picking my tribal chief to win. Because it wouldn't make sense for his story going forward. And I can't believe I have to say this 2 times this week. But I still acknowledge you, Roman. You're still my tribal chief.
Need some air horns here.
I know, right? You are acknowledged.
What's happening?
What is this music?
I don't know what this music is, but
this music, I guess it's supposed to express my depression of having to go against my tribal chief. I think that's probably the first pick I've had against him. It's kind of
I'm gonna come right back to you for this next match, honey. Wyatt 6 versus Street Profits Tag Team Championships. Who do you have winning that match?
I'm definitely going with Wyatt 6. I feel like shenanigans are afoot. I feel like, with everything that Bo did tonight, showing up as himself as well, to both tag teams that competed for the number 1 contendership. But in this case, there's a lot of stuff that you could build around Montez and Dawkins with possibly giving them that split. I don't want to advocate for a split for the Street Profits because I've loved them since they started, but I think they do need something fresh and new. So Wyatt 6 will retain.
You know what? What they have to avoid with a Street Profits split is Gigi Dolan and JC Jane. They have to avoid just doing the shock value moment and actually have sustainability there. TK, who are you taking in that match?
I think the Street, if they do if they do eventually do a split, I feel like they need to have another run as a tag team.
They just did.
Yeah, but I feel like it didn't feel right to me. I feel like there's something missing. And I feel like the split shouldn't happen right now.
What if it's because I know Boss Lady, you said earlier it would look like it's more likely to be Montez to be the one that turns or does the betrayal moment. I like what Bernard said here. What if it's Dawkins that does it and completely neglects Montez, and then you have Montez solo?
Well, I mean, I feel like Dawkins has a reason, almost kind of like, you guys have been overlooking me this whole time. I'm going to show you all what I can do on my own. I don't need there's that split, it wouldn't necessarily be a split. It's kind of like him saying, hey, you know, all these people are down to me. I need to go off on my own to show people what I'm really about. But it's not one of those, you're no longer my friend. I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
If that's the case, he better defeat Sami Zayn next week.
Are you painting still, Jacob, or are you eating? I don't know what's happening.
Break. Come join you guys. So I'm so sorry. As she sits here and slurps from her giant pink mug.
Yes, and trying to hit my water quota.
Water quota. Again, the mirror runs a tight ship. We got to do these picks now. Councilman, who do you have in this tag team match?
I'm going with Street Profits, man. I still don't. It don't make no sense for the YS6 to have the belts. I think it's gonna be a feel good moment in Paris, and they're gonna need some more of that. Since John Cena's gonna lose this Sunday, but there's no reason to break the Street Profits up right now. Like the shock value isn't there, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they were like up all the way, like been doing it, been holding it down as a tag team and stuff. Like had you did that, not wearing the body.
Go ahead, go.
Yeah, no, I don't see no reason to break the Street Profits up right now. Like you need to rebuild the tag division, and I think Street Profits still got some things and stuff in their career that they need to accomplish before parting ways. But if it is a way of parting ways, I'm with TK though. I don't want to see it, Marty Jannetty super kick through the window. Like let it just be like, hey, bro, like I think we done.
Okay.
I didn't ask Nick Aldis. I didn't ask them for a transfer, and I'm going over to Raw. I feel like that's the level right now, like where they're at as far as career-wise and as far as towards the audience. That's the best output than trying to do. Because again, what you don't want is a New Day outcome.
Shock value just for the sake of, and it doesn't really have direction. I don't
want that to happen. So, Street Profits, though, for me.
Okay.
My thing though, real quick, because I know I was one who advocated for YS6 not even holding these titles from the beginning in the first place. I wanted them nowhere near gold. But now that they do have them, and with the story and everything that happened tonight, I couldn't help but notice one thing, and I just want to put it out there, like see what you guys think. But maybe this YS6 run with them obtaining gold isn't even because of the fact that they care about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're holding them, and they're of course the champions, and they're representing the company and on that end. But for the sake of the story and the mythical side of it, what if they're just holding it to hold the whole company hostage because they feel that no one deserves a shot at these titles until it's someone worthy to take somebody like an entity kind of like thing. Like I don't know if like it's like a long-term story, but or if it could be built into something like that. But I think it's more so about the fact that not why YS6 has the titles, but now I think it's more so of why doesn't anyone else have the ability to be able to take these titles from them? It's because they're not together and put together the way the YS6 is.
So making people like reveal them true selves.
Say again?
Like making people reveal their true selves, like a coming to God moment for these other tag teams.
Exactly. That's kind of how I'm looking at it, because that's what I'm thinking with this way the whole approach and the way the rollout of the YS6 was so big, and it was in regards to that. All of these former characters were different people before, and now they become their true selves. And maybe that's the true goal of the YS6 overall. Titles mean nothing.
Honey, I'm going to be completely honest with you, and this is no disrespect.
Usually when you say no disrespect, it means disrespect.
No, because I'm about to throw a shot and it's not going to be at her, but I don't want her to think that she's included in this shot. But that's a very out there and complex story that I am for surely certain that them middle-aged white men don't have the capacity to think.
And it really sucks that they don't, because it's just like you had some of us in that room with y'all.
The way you just went out there like that, I'm like, I know they not thinking like that. Ain't no way that they going that complex, because you couldn't even get it right with Cameron Cross thinking shit like that. And he gave you the layout, like, yo, I've made every person that face after me turn heel. You could have played with that.
But we don't think that Bo has some element of creative control since we're carrying his brother's legacy?
As far as the group goes, but not far as the story level goes. Because if that's the case, why be in the tag team division right now? I doubt that was his choice to say, you know what? We should be going after the tag teams. With so many people he got on the list to get revenge from?
Where else could you put them?
I wish it was just chaos.
And any kind of dope rivalry right now. We could have had him. LA Knight could have been one of his first ones. You were the last person to face my brother. The Alexa Bliss story.
That's the wrong person.
You know who needs the YS6 right now? Dark State.
That's what he
does. Make me care about Dark State.
No, they don't. No, because nobody wins.
Dark State wins. They become relevant.
Ow.
Yeah.
Do they?
Or you could have gave me the fucking Judgment Day with them before they became a rascally band of rabbits like they are right now.
That would be about the only place that fits for the Wyatts is the Judgment Day.
I ain't gonna lie. Every time I see the Judgment Day, they remind me of bullies from the Power Rangers. Every time I see them, they like sitcom bullies. Like, they not scary, but these supposed to be like the baddest fucking group. Oh, we're all right now.
No, but I don't know. I just my that's where my brain goes when I think of booking stuff like for the YS6 in that aspect. Because and I feel like all these moments that are happening with Bo showing up backstage and talking to them is a big deal, because it's like he's basically talking crap to them, saying like, what do you know about family? What do you know about brotherhood? What do you know about being a tag team with your brother? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I feel like it's all like condescending, but still like trying to snap them out of whatever it is that they've been confined to or been used to and comfortable and complacent with. So that's how I'm kind of looking at YS6 to continue. And side note, fix Uncle Howdy's hair because I'm sick of it.
I'd also like to go just quick off the rails and go right back. Sendil, I'm gonna make you feel terrible for this shot. I can't afford CW, so that's why I can't watch NXT. So that's why I can't do a watch along. Do you feel good about yourself taking shots at someone who can't afford it? What about yourself now?
Yeah, shame on you, Sendil.
Yeah,
we black in America. Shame on
you. Back to our regularly scheduled program.
Before I get Jacob's pick, I'm going to actually take Chaos and take the Street Profits to win. And my thing is, I think the rest of the tag team division bands together to get these titles off of the YS6. Kind of piggybacking off everything we saw in the TLC match. Like all these teams suffering the numbers game from the YS6, they're going to band together and help the Street Profits go over. Jacob, who do you got?
One, I just realized it's been like 63 days since I did an episode. So we'll just put that there. And I'm gonna go with the Wyatts because you had the perfect chance to take the belts off them at SummerSlam and they didn't have to get pinned. You pinning them kind of hurts them a little bit. And they ain't got nothing else to do. They have nobody to terrorize because we're not getting to Alexa no time soon. So screw it. Let them hold the tag division hostage a little longer. It'll be fine.
Man, let them torment Sami Zayn.
The real thing, yeah, that too. The real payoff, I think, is more so about Bo finally getting at the Miz too. I think that's also something that's in effect. I don't think we're done with that.
Yeah.
We got to talk about the World Heavyweight Championship. But before, I've been reprimanded again by our resident Canadian and let you guys know that the super chats are enabled. Send us not only your thoughts, but your dollar bills, and we will shout you out on the show for all your glorious contributions to the WWT brand. And when we do the after show, we will do a quick 10-minute to 15-minute after show where you can watch us and ask us whatever you want, or you can just stare at TK drinking water for 10 to 15 minutes because I know some of you men like doing that. You guys are nasty.
The super chats will also help if we get enough to fund Will so we can bring back NXT.
Too many subscriptions. Something had to go.
Monday Night Raw is not coming back. I'm on Wednesday nights now. That's what we're doing.
Oh my God.
Just so you know, that's where you'll find me.
Well, where is Courtney going? Is Courtney going to Thursdays to do TNA?
I can't speak for that. That's TK's decision.
Did you make it a Corey Graves of WWT? Is that what you just did?
You Pat McAfee your way onto a Wednesday night show.
That's crazy.
I did not do anything. The people,
and he's on the premiere show, Raw.
The people asked for this. I didn't ask for this. The people said that was the best Wednesday night they've had in years, and I just got to oblige the people. That's all.
Man pulled a Triple H. That's pretty impressive. Said I ain't working Mondays. That don't work for me, brother.
Sindel, you're funny.
World Heavyweight Championship. Seth Rollins defending against LA Knight, CM Punk, and Jey Uso. And I'm going to pick first on this one. And I'm just going to say yeet. For any other reason, I think that the Good Morning Football schedule will cause a little complications. And I don't think you need to be champion with all these other obligations you might have. I think we see a title change here. And I don't think it'll be Punk. I don't think LA Knight will ever reach this mountaintop. I think Jay gets the title because Roman has been putting the battery in that man's back. Honey, you had to pick against your tribal chief earlier. Who are you picking in this match?
I'm picking, God, this is so bad. Being that someone who advocates for the tribal chief, I am picking his nemesis. I think Seth is going to retain. I don't think he's going to be in good Morning Football tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's going to take some time before they get all that settled in and done, and the scheduling and everything like that. So I think Seth has a little longer. Division continues, and this is more so about Seth retaining control and keeping it, because as long as he's on top with his faction and Paul Heyman at his side and with the title, he can keep CM Punk at bay and Roman at bay, so they can never be on top ever again. So I think that's
Yo.
Don't put that up.
We can't read that.
I don't press nothing. I have not pressed nothing this whole time.
I love the slander in that comment. That's up my alley, but we can't read that unless you attach $1 to it. And that's because that's what TK said.
That's a wild comment, Neil. Oh my god.
Please put $2 on that.
Oh my gosh.
TK, since you're the topic of the minute, who do you take in this match?
Eat.
First of all, I like the Jacob Yeet. The Jacob Yeet is pretty funny.
I can't with y'all.
Oh man. Councilman, who you got?
They can't unread it. That's the problem. They can't.
I sure can. The visual is crazy. But,
that's why I can't stop laughing. Okay, Fabe, last night I said that one of the things that gives Seth an advantage in this is that curb stomp is lethal in matches like this, because he just needs to get one off and make it very strategic for him to roll out with this championship. But this is a wild match that could go any way. You know what? I'm gonna just say it for shits and giggles, man. I think LA Knight gets it.
Is that what you said last night?
Nah, I went with Seth. But I think LA Knight gets it, because that opens up LA Knight and CM Punk in a rivalry.
Sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And especially
sorry.
No. Go ahead.
I was genuinely going to say LA Knight wins just to throw a curveball, and he holds it for like a month, and then Seth gets it back at WrestlePalooza. But what really is probably going to happen is Seth wins, and LA Knight loses his everlasting shit on everybody, and he joins Division. I think this is where we finally break LA Knight, and you get that heel, you get that Eli Drake from NWA at early TNA, you get that vintage trash talker, top line, prime, best version of LA Knight, and you put an edge to him, and you need somebody in between the two Bronsons and Seth. It's LA Knight with an edge. think it's perfect.
I don't know. I feel like there's only one of two people out of this match that can actually win it. CM Punk and LA Knight. Their story writes itself without them even winning. Like they're just gonna keep fighting until the match is over, and then they're gonna realize that somebody got pinned and they didn't do the pinning. So, and it's a longer term story with Jey Uso and Seth. Of course, either one of them could go to be the winner, but I don't know. I feel like it makes more sense for Seth. I don't think it would make sense to do that to LA Knight. And then you just give him a championship at Paris.
What? It's a heat check.
I don't know. Again, this is one of those like this could go any way.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
Yeah, because was the moment that big that we have to like keep a long title reign on Seth? Like it was cool. You ditched the crutches. Like we're clearly past it now.
And again, Seth don't have to get pinned in this match, which prompts him to get his rematch when he comes back.
Ooh, rapid fire. Before we go to the last match, who takes the pin?
LA Knight.
Jay.
Yeah, I'm thinking Jay.
Because that's just more of a cut in the knife to Roman. Like I'll mess you and your whole family up. You know what I mean? And that's the guy you hate the most.
Nah, fuck that. CM Punk gonna take the pin.
Oh gosh.
Well, then there's that too, because the hatred is real big.
Championship. Oh, yo, them chants between them two, over. They pushing it too much.
Yeah. I kind of agree with that, Will, the councilman.
Yeah, I got LA Knight taking the pin if it does happen, regardless of who wins. Last match, the Never Seen 17. Greatest of all time. Taking on Logan Paul. And y'all not going to like me because I'm picking Logan Paul.
We already don't.
Damn. She's speaking from Courtney.
She's speaking that. Courtney. So listen. If you're late here, Courtney got banned from the chat on Wednesday, so I'm sure she texts Honey on the side to say that. Courtney's comments will no longer be read in this forum.
My phone is right here. My hands have been right here, dog.
Courtney is currently at ROH.
We don't know where your phone is at. Your phone could be right by you.
Right up.
Not here.
You could have moved that. You could have moved it.
Okay.
I didn't move it though. Okay. You've seen my hand, dude.
I just did this real quick.
I didn't take your Wednesday night show, Courtney. The people took it from you. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Speaking of Courtney.
Yes. So I got Logan Paul. I'm not saying it's logical. I'm saying John Cena has been doing a great job of building him up in this rivalry, talking about his future. He's done his podcast before. We know what type of platform Logan brings to the WWE. And his brother's going to be fighting in a couple months. I think that's a good feather in the cap for this spectacle of a wrestler that Logan is, that only fights a few times out of the year. He gets one over the greatest of all time to keep being the annoying heel that he is.
Yeah.
Who do you guys take?
Same thing. I said it last night on Kayfabe. There's a reason why they let Sammy win that title. They was like, we want to give y'all a win. Because what's going to happen at the end of this, y'all are not going to like. Because Logan Paul is going to defeat John Cena.
Okay.
You just got to think about it like this.
Oh, God.
You always talk about once in a lifetime. Right? We always talk about that. There's someone that's once in a lifetime. There's never going to be another Undertaker. There's never going to be, and no matter how you feel about him, there's never going to be another Hulk Hogan. In the same aspect of what we got to think about, there's never going to be another Logan Paul. A social media star with all, think about it, with everything he's done. Everyone states that this man elevated the celebrity wing of being involved in WWE and being in the ring.
I don't agree with that.
Who's done it better?
Miz was long before him.
Well, here's the thing. I think that with Logan Paul, there's certain things that are happening as far as eras. Like, you can't, how he started in YouTube and all this stuff. It's like, that's something that's like almost like once in a lifetime. Like that's not going to happen anymore. However, there are plenty of people and children who are growing up that are developing all this. So I think eventually, I think eventually we might see somebody else like a Logan Paul who does become a soldier, because the blueprint's out there. You have way more younger people who are making money off of social media and is figuring out the branding of it all. So I think there is going to be another Logan Paul, a different version of it. As far as the Undertaker and Hogan's, the era was there's only so many channels. They didn't have 5,000 channels. They didn't have like people actually sat down to watch TV. This is a thing that you talked about after school. So I think it's a different area. I think Logan Paul.
I just meant that by personas. Again, you're never gonna have no one. Like again, like the way he's done it and the way that stuff has been set up. Like, do you really see someone topping that? Now, this man has had over 6 title opportunities. Mm-hmm. We know people that's been there for 20 years who have yet to have a WWE title shot. Mm-hmm. Like I said, it is very slim that you're going to see somebody outdo that run that he's had. That is a once in a lifetime type of thing. Mm-hmm. And I'm saying you have 2 once in a lifetime icons here. When you take all of that into consideration, why wouldn't John let him go over for this?
Real talk.
And then especially if you're throwing in the distraction from Brock as well. That's why he apologized to that kid tonight too, because he was like, listen, y'all not gonna like what happened Sunday. I'm gonna be letting y'all down. Just letting y'all know.
TK, who are you picking?
I think Logan, because I feel like with the shenanigans, because obviously John Cena is going to he's retiring, so it's like Logan can now say he beat Cena and use that, kind of like essentially what Will's saying, use that as a way to annoy everybody.
With everything he about to be on too?
Or just me?
With everything he about to be on too? Be like, hey, I beat John Cena, right?
Think about when Baron Corbin was going for the next year saying he retired Kurt Angle. Already.
But not with the platforms that Logan Paul got.
No. Granted.
Do you know how many magazines and entertainment outlets are going to publish Logan Paul beat 17-time world champion John Cena? Mm. You know how much press that's going to feed so many people? Mm-hmm. And isn't that what TKO is all about right now? Mm-hmm. They gonna want to book him immediately just to talk to him.
Jacob, who you got?
The deal. The questions you're asking is for the show that's going to happen in a little. This is a family show. When the mayor is here, we try to stay very on brand. Okay, this is for we got kids.
I mean, this is also on brand.
It is very much on brand.
This is a good time to let you guys know, after we pick this last selection, we will have a brief after show where I have it on good authority that TK will leak her feet page to those who want to subscribe.
And you'll leak your OnlyFans page. So there it is.
That is a myth. Okay.
You said it on the watch along last week.
The fact myth, meaning there's some truth to it. That's a myth. Why isn't it just wrong? Why are you giving it hope?
Oh my gosh.
Jacob, Logan, or John?
Logan gets it on one of those flash fluke knockouts, distracts the ref, maybe pulls out the brass knucks. We haven't seen those in a while. Catches Cena, tosses on 1, 2, 3. I mean, here's the thing. 20 plus years of John Cena, 17-time world champ, done won every belt in the damn business. I mean, look, at this point, we wasted 4 or 5 months with a heel run. Let's just go on and get the most we can out of Cena. Logan Paul is going to be around. longer than Cena is. Let's put a little more heat on Logan Paul. Like let's do what's right for business. Minus the Brock Lesnar thing. Let's do what's right for business. Because as John says, I don't ever call the shots. I just play the cards they deal me. Well, take this L and let's keep it pushing, Playboy.
I'm sure he'll take the L. I don't think that's gonna be an issue.
Plus, he doesn't have a title anymore, so screw it. Beat his ass all the way on out. Have him looking at lights every night. Let's go.
Hey, man. There you have it.
Send the wow.
Oh, Mayor, help. Just
get us out of here, please.
Oh, he's muted.
He's muted. That's why this ruckus has been going on. We can't hear you, Mayor.
I didn't realize I was muting. I was talking to Honey to see if she can make her selection.
I was gonna say if you want to skip mine, because, but I'm definitely not picking Logan Paul. I'm sorry. I have a different kind of logic. Not always business logic. Sometimes it's bias logic. And in this case, I just want Cena to win. Logan Paul pretty much will be wiped out in the ring while Cena's celebrating. Brock's music hits, knock out Cena, and all of a sudden Logan Paul comes to, wakes up, and he tries to thank Brock for helping him. And then Brock F5s him, and then we can go home. I'll be happy with that.
There you have it. We have previewed Clash in Paris. It'll be Sunday. We'll have a watch along for the show. I see a lot of people in the chat that are clamoring to subscribe to TK's feed page, but you guys need to be subscribing to this channel so you can get the after show. Yep. I will say that emphatically, because you'll be able to ask TK all that you want, and as well to be able to apply to For the Love of TK and get early access before the Vegas show next year. Only in the after show.
TK.
So before we get up out of here, where can the good people support and find everybody before we move along to our next platform? And Jacob just disappeared off the face of the earth again. Guess he got more paint to lay down. Councilman, where can the good people support you? TK, chill out. That's not what I meant by that.
I didn't say anything.
I'm staying quiet.
You can find me at 5 letters, 1 word across all my socials and YouTube and Twitch channels. And y'all know what it is on that one.
Honey.
Shout out Big Jim.
All things Wrestling with Honey, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Wrestling with Honey podcast on YouTube. Find me on Kayfabe as well with the fellas. And I'll be making my appearances back here on WWT more often because your girl got more time on her hands. No more being too busy in the honey pot. Yeah. And find me wherever Sammy's not.
There we go. Jacob, where can the good people find and support you?
You know what? I'm going to pull a page out of your playbook. I don't want to be found. Leave me alone. I don't want to be found. I show up here every 63 days. I do my job, and, I go home. I ask for my pay raise. I get told no, and, I keep it pushing.
Part of me respects that. And TK, where can the good people support and find you in all your endeavors?
You can
hold on. Oh, so you gonna let me get laid out? So you good with her coming to get me thinking it's you?
Are you guys still reading comments? I'm not reading comments.
Yeah, we have the after show to get to. You can talk about it on the after show.
I'm trying to go to bed.
Yeah. TK has reprimanded me to not read comments.
15 turn to 3 hours.
That part.
We sticking to 20 minutes.
No, it's 20 minutes. I mean,
I already leaked what it is. It's going to be 10 minutes of TK drinking her water and plugging her feed page. That's what you're going to see for 10 minutes right after this show. TK, where can the people find you?
You can find me everywhere at TK Trinidad. Yes, the Bodybuilders sell-ins, getting ready for the holiday season. And there's some other projects. Make sure you check out WWT on all social media platforms. Also, I was on Before the Bell this week, the podcast, so you can check out their show. And we have a really great in-person interview that's going to be happening in 2 weeks that you guys don't want to miss.
You know what? I will be found tonight. You can find me at Said Says on the Twitter feed, Said is the Answer on the gram, as well as TikTok, and Wednesday nights for CEO Wednesdays. Every Wednesday where I cover all things women's wrestling talk and AEW, because you want your AEW news from your main source, Cedric Welton. We will be back in a brief after a brief hiatus. We will be right back and answering all.
That's about to pound the streets.
I got to interrupt my outro. You want me to run a professional ship, and we playing the clips that are banned. Anyway, super chats are up. Show your love. Make sure you show your love because that allows us to bring more people into the family for the Women's Wrestling Talk universe. And we want to bring more people like you to the chats, to our content. Hopefully have you guys on shows for these lovely debates that we have every Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. Now piloting our 7 p.m., 11 Eastern time going forward. Again, we're going to do a brief after show if you're subscribed to Women's Wrestling Talk. We will have a Clash in Paris watch along where the mayor will not be there because the mayor don't do watch alongs. But we will talk to you really briefly on our after show. This has been Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. Becoming the most valuable sports franchise in the world doesn't happen without risk. A man who's willing to bet it all, and the players ready to make their own luck. America's Team, The Gambler and His Cowboys, is the story of the 1990s Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones's impact on NFL history. Featuring interviews with iconic 90s players and more. Watch America's Team, The Gambler and His Cowboys, streaming now only on Netflix.
New season, new chaos in college football.
Let's go! Big stage, big opportunity.
This Labor Day weekend, the wildness lives on ABC, ESPN, and the all-new ESPN app.
What a way to start!
Featuring top 10 teams like Clemson, Notre Dame, Alabama, and LSU, and Bill Belichick's debut at North Carolina.
It's so special when these teams collide.
Don't miss a lineup filled with electric matchups.
Welcome back to college football.
Kickoff week presented by Modelo. Labor Day weekend on ESPN and ABC. Also available to stream on the all-new ESPN app.